How can I do that? How is it possible that I'm able to do the Khabib, but I can't roll my R's when it comes to Spanish?
I have no idea.
Khabib. It's Khabib. And here we go. Before we get to Khabib.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
I understand.
I forgot a few hours before the fight, Donald Trump called me and told me I got knocked this Rushmore for that. They making him look bad on the news. You know, him and Putin and shit. Fuck what they talking about, USA and this whole. Fuck, I need to sit my black ass down and do some more cardio. Fuck what you talking about right now. I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. I'm no gas tank like that. Shit. Thanks for having me. Hey, maybe next week or sometime or 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna come on your show and smoke some weed with you.
Anytime, sir. Anytime.
And that's where we start. Welcome back to that podcast. Man, we had a power outage here this morning. Bad storms coming through the city, but a lot to get into. I don't know what the highlight of UFC Saturday night was. Was it the interview with Derek Lewis, the heavyweight fight, or was it what went down with Conor McGregor and Khabib? Let's get into it.
Let's find out. One.
Khabib Nurmagomedov beat Conor McGregor in the UFC 229 lightweight championship fight with a chokehold in the fourth, but it wasn't until after McGregor tapped that it really got crazy.
Yeah, it did get crazy. This is when Khabib left the octagon, went after a member of Conor's crew, and then all hell breaks loose.
They say that it had something to do with the stunt back in April where Conor attacked their tour bus. So while Khabib went and created this crazy distraction outside of the cage, somebody came in and started taking hits at McGregor.
Well, I can say this. There are two guys who know a lot more about MMA than I do. One would be Chuck Liddell, former champion, who's getting ready to come back with another legend, Tito Ortiz. Those two are going to be fighting each other later this year, and also Joe Rogan. Now, after the fight, Chuck Liddell tweeted this out. I don't know when things started turning into some kind of S show. Unfortunately, when you allow more and more BS during weigh-ins and outside of fights, just like that bus incident that happened, you only slap fighters on the wrist for acting like barbarians and then offer them bigger contracts and reward them for this behavior. There is no penalty for the actions, and it condones this type of behavior, and consequently, our sport loses its sacred respect. That is a brilliant statement. And also, Joe Rogan, after the fight, of course, UFC commentator.
I don't think that was calculated.
Okay.
I think that was in the moment. He's full with passion. Conor is going to come out the victim here, and Khabib's going to have a very difficult time getting a visa, getting a green card. This is incredibly disappointing. I can't believe we needed more security than we actually did, because this place was packed with security. But the fact that his friends jumped into the cage and punched Conor in the face when Conor had no idea that that was going to happen. He wasn't even involved in that.
Right.
The whole thing is extremely, extremely unfortunate and just a black eye on the sport.
Now, it is interesting, before that fight on Saturday, we watched Joe Rogan's stand-up special on Netflix called Strange Times. That sums it up about right. Next. Speaking of revenge.
During a Limp Bizkit set at Rock Allegiance Music Festival in New Jersey over the weekend, Shaggy 2 Dope from Insane Clown Posse tried to dropkick Fred Durst off the stage.
First of all, how are Insane Clown Posse and Limp Bizkit headlining Rock Allegiance? I didn't even know these guys have been on tour in the past 20 years. And Shaggy 2 Dope, sir, you were trained as a professional wrestler. How did you miss this kick? So there's the end of the song, runs on stage, and like 3 inches short.
What a pussy, couldn't even pull it off.
No, he couldn't.
It's one guy. Let's give that guy a hand, come on.
And then they play him out with that. Which it might as well be like the UFC, because it's all looking like WWE now. When someone gets kicked out of the arena and they're playing the music to get him out of here. In Shaggy 2 Dope's defense, I believe 98.7% of Americans have wanted to dropkick Fred Durst sometime in the past 20 years. And finally, ultimate revenge.
On Friday night, immediately after the gavel went down on one of Banksy's pieces at an art auction in New York City, a hidden device activated in the frame and started shredding a copy of his painting, Girl with Balloon.
We're going to have this video up, thatpodcastilike.com, if you want to see it. I shared it over the weekend. This was a print that was put up for sale, and he had devised a plan 12 years ago to stop the artwork being sold in its current condition.
He actually posted a video on social media of him loading the frame with the shredder and then activating it somehow from within the art auctioneer. We assume that he activated it anyway. But I just want to know, this was a 2006 framed copy of the painting that had the device. Where did he get a battery that lasted so long? My phone won't even stay on all day.
That's true. He doesn't need to be an artist. He needs to be a divorce attorney. The law firm of Banksy and Associates. Think about it. If you have your wedding certificate hanging on the wall and instead of going through divorce proceedings, you hit the button. You're walking out the door. I'm sorry. We're waiting 12 years for this moment. We're getting ready to get out of here. And on that note, we will get out of here later today on the other podcast, My Daily Beer. Check it out. We'll be reviewing Distill Brewery's Amra IPA. I love this beer. I'm going to tell you right now, over the weekend, this was my crushable. This was my football beer. Find out more later today on My Daily Beer. Be sure to subscribe here, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. You know we love you.
Hey, maybe next week or sometime or 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna come on your show and smoke some weed with you.